The Out There Channel, Robert and Paul.
Please sub and share.
Searching for the truth. UFOs, aliens, greys and ufology. Real images, real stories, real videos, real cases, researched and investigated by professionals in the field and cutting-edge discoveries. Multiple witnesses, abduction accounts brought to you by Team The Out There Channel. Good to be back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Action.
Yo, back for another episode. Did you miss me? Yeah, of course they did. Alright, so who's up there? Probably need to get rid of that actually. I've got the mouse one recharge here. I had this sense of feeling that the battery was going to go flat, so I have to recharge it. 6 cents. Because you don't know when they're going to run out, really. Doesn't give you enough warning. So what are we doing today? More laughs, obviously. We need more laughs in ufology, and to do that is to laugh at the fake frauds and the fake videos that they keep putting out. Because they're never going to go away. That's fairly obvious. Because there's so much good money that they're making. Of course, they've got most of the traffic. Google enables them. Once you get over 5,000 subs, Google kicks it in for you a wee bit more. Once you get up to 10, it's even better. So if you want to help with the funding of the projects and debunking, there's the link for it. So I'm not sure if anyone's out there. Probably be a couple again, if not just me. I'm not even sure if YouTube promotes my channel on notifications. They make sure to send one to you, though. If you got another account, alright, you can check it. I noticed that some things I'm sub to, especially the larger channels, I don't get notification for. Very strange, isn't it? Okay, so we got anyone joining us? So we got three out there. Who's out there? That's got to be fake stack, surely. Yeah. So last night, at what time was it? 9 o'clock at night or something ridiculous. I did a update video, a tutorial video, what I was coding and figuring out on the smartphones, because I'm using them for cameras as well as compass as part of my sky watching project. And when your phone's up 5 meters high and goes sort of wrong for some reason, you won't be able to remote control it. So I've managed to set up remote control on them, which you can see on that tutorial how to do it yourself. And yeah, we have a separate screen for compass next, and the other camera on that phone, and separate from the other camera, which is the night vision one. So maybe instead of using the 4 panels, we might use that less, because I noticed it's got a bug in it and it's actually resource hungry. There's always problems with bugs and things. So we've got one watching. I suppose it's late at night for UKers and Europeans, and they'll probably watch it later. But you could join in the fun. You could join in the laughs and commentary on the side. Ufology is just such a laugh, you know. The crap I see that people are putting up claiming to be UFOs, and we've really debunked it, if not months ago, many years ago. And it's amazing that all the new people are being conned into these fraud channels when they recycle. So yeah, we'll just go through all those now. I haven't really looked at anything really in the last weeks, but we'll go with it together. What was I going to do? Yeah, let's see. UFO Stalker, any improvements there? Doesn't look like it, does it? Still not working. All these fancy pop downs and all that, but it's no good if the pictures don't come up. Cache server access denied. On stream. What do we got? Looks like it's something from overseas. Just got mail delivery here. Let me just check it. I think it might be from Google actually. Let's have a look. Can't quite read it. There's that spreadsheet shirt again. I don't get any sales from here. It must be YouTube, surely. Looks like text paperwork anyway. I'm not sure what it's for. It could be the other company. What's it called? Subscribestar. Don't know. Let me beat. I hate all this government red tape paperwork. It's a bunch of bollocks. As far as I can see, my stream is non-profit, so I shouldn't have to be looking around with any kind of paperwork whatsoever. Okay, so that's screwed, and video screwed still. Still not fixed. No. That's a bunch of bollocks. Oh well. So we still can't do anything with MUFON, but okay. Let's kick it off with security. This one's going to be a long one, actually. Okay. So he hasn't removed all the frauds, fake CGI stuff he's put on. Let me just get rid of that cable. there's enough charge in the phone. Yep. Okay, so get rid of that. Okay, so he's using a Johnny Depp court thing at the moment to try and make it sort of funny. Okay. Do aliens exist? Let's see.
So, we will keep looking.
Okay, so that's a clear fake, isn't it? No, that's straight away CGI. Looks like it's something that the German brothers, CGI brothers, do. What's their name? Donuts. Okay, so that's CGI. How could you tell? Come on. Okay, so what they've done is they filmed probably a jet and they've added these triangle bits over top of the video through video editing. Okay, what have we got here? Okay, that's over at South America. Whereabouts was it? Which was that guy that made these funny shaped kites. They had a special name for them. They're quite big, fly right over the city, and looked like it was hovering over the city. So that one's been debunked. So that's a kite. He's just cropped it in so you can't see where he got it from. Is that meant to be the Southern Cross? I don't know. Let's have a look. It could be skydivers, this one. Right. That one looks like a possible fake, actually. The little dots the same size, they weren't blinking. We know what these ones are. These are planes. And helicopters dropping off scientists. Okay, that went behind, so that could be landing at the small airport behind it. There's also a small airport over this way. And there's also a huge international airport about 100 kilometres behind it as well. Okay, this one we looked at, we determined by the lights that come on and the way it was moving with a slight angle that it was actually a drone. Comes down, lights up the ice here. That's the drone returning back to its GPS coordinates. So what's this one? Doesn't ring any bells. Looks like a cloud with a sun behind it. Behind clouds. We know this one was a fake. Or they managed to get hold of it before the information was updated. Where did it go to? It was before then, was it? Okay, that looks like a cloud there with the sun behind it. Okay, this was they claimed it to be edited. Because they found the original frame didn't have the square in it. That was years ago. But it turns out they do reassemble the data from other sources and fill in the missing squares later at NASA. Because they've got multiple cameras at the same scene, right? It's better than having a black blob there, I suppose, and fill it in with estimated data. So, okay, this one is an what is it? Chunk of ice that broke off the leading spaceship here. What is that? The command module docking. Yeah, I think it's coming back, isn't it? Let's keep on going. Bit of ice. Okay, these ones here we've also covered. And that's those electric static sparks in some of the early cameras that they're experimented with, making these nice little blue sparks all over the pictures. And of course he claims to be UFOs, but he doesn't show you the ones that are actually on the ground near people's feet.
Your Honor,
Let's
I object.
And why is that, Mr. Reed?
let's just keep going past that.
Guys, Tyler here with Secure Team. So we have quite a bit to
Bunch
cover
of bullshit
today. Some
so
amazing
far,
footage,
mate.
some crazy high strangeness captured
And that looks fake straight away, doesn't it? Again, that's gonna be those German CGI brothers
on camera out of Ukraine. I know you guys have been asking for that, but first I want to talk about some breaking
So it's like some old footage.
space-related news, where it has just been discovered by a space agency belonging to the
Blah,
UAE,
blah, blah.
or United Arab Emirates, and what they dubbed
Okay, so he's trying to mix in some real news with his fake stuff that he's put together here, to try and give it some credibility or some, what do you call it? Here we go, countryman, yo Paul, what's up, bro? Yeah, thanks for joining us, countryman. You won't stay around long though, will you? You coming in for some laughs, are you? Hi there, mates. Don't recognise your name before previously. How'd you say that anyway? Hypercritical. What's it? I can't quite read it now. I've dimmed it. Anyway, let's just skim on the things here. So using the highlighter. Hydro Hans. Not sure what that means, but anyway. Oh no, hydro hose. Water hose? I don't know. My brother's birthday. Hey, good one. Mind you, it sucks getting older. I wish I had less birthdays. And goes in the reverse order too. I wish I'd stay on 21 because that was the best time. Best age when I was healthiest. I was skinny too. It's alien. I thought as much. You see everything. It all breaks down in front of you. The bullshit does. You do it long enough, video editing, you seem to pick up what's real and what's not real. Yeah, I've had my own experiences. This is after I started the channel, but I've had paranormal before I started the channel. I was interested more in ghost hunting than I was UFOs at that stage. I sort of got let down when they were going to do that major disclosure back in '88. What was it called? UFOs Live, and they had all the countries hooked up, and all these military people were coming forward talking about the UFO chases they had with pilots and stuff. So I thought it was fairly obvious that maybe they're going to finally break the news to everybody, but then we had that Falcon guy come on, and what's that, Condor, who turned out to be Doty, wasn't it? Richard Doty, and some other guy, I can't remember. There's another name. Using fake names, and turned out to be a big fake story about having an alien, and it liked, what was it, strawberry ice cream or something ridiculous. But yeah, I sort of got let down about then. And then the Phoenix Lights happened and I got my interest again. I thought, how can that be flares? But then when I started, it took me a long time to understand what the viewpoint they were looking at in the mountain range, and then it all fit together that it was actually flares dropping. That's why the lights went off at different orders, because because I couldn't understand if it was a flares drop, they should be the first one dropped, should go out first, but they didn't. And then once I saw that mountain range, but then I found out that wasn't the main sighting. The main sighting happened 2 hours earlier with the big triangle. So yeah, that was a cover-up, obviously. But anyway, back to Mr. Security. You're a puppet man. Why would they need to are we weak? I don't think we're weak. The government ain't going to release any information about what they know because it's going to scare the crap out of everybody. Maybe not everybody, but most people, because they can't control the skies and they can't stop abductions. I think that's what it all boils down to. And they might know something that sounds really pseudo-sciencey, like it might be interdimensional, which we can't prove yet. But they might say, they claim to be from another universe. Could you imagine how that would go on all year on Fox News and CNN and all that? All these interviews with the government. What do you mean? What do you mean by this? What do you mean by that? I just get horrendously bored with. We want to talk to the aliens directly. Let's go back to security.
Their Hope Mars mission team has reported that a spacecraft that they launched out to monitor Mars and make discoveries has indeed already fulfilled its purpose in this new discovery of what is being called a, quote, new mysterious Martian aurora. And there are multiple news articles on this. I'll cycle through here. UAE's Hope spacecraft discovers mysterious new aurora on Mars. Mars probe discovers shocking new aurora, calling it shocking.
I don't think it's too shocking.
UAE's Hope probe discovers...
We know there's a certain weather phenomena that happen on these other planets that are really mysterious, based on the terrain, based by the atmospheric makeup and temperature changes, of course. You know, you got this big sunspots, the big, not sunspots, the big, what do you call it, weather event happens on one of the other planets, right? So you know what I'm talking about. It never goes away. And Mars now has a new one that's a pattern that they captured, I guess.
Discovers huge worm-like aurora on the red planet. And these articles go on and on.
Okay, so this, and so does he. So he talked about these things here where you get solar winds interacting with the atmosphere, creating ion bursts of light and energy, right? So we get it on our planet. This proves that we get it on other planets. And Mars is no different. Where's the picture of the Mars one? So this is the Mars one I've got. So this is the thing he's calling a worm static charge or whatever in the atmosphere. So who cares? It's not really exciting. Alien news anyway, or UFO news.
On this channel that many of the Martian photographs that first came out showed blue skies with clouds and dust storms, much like on Earth. And when you're looking at this main image here, it's just amazing. We've never seen anything like this. And so it brings up questions, further questions that...
Okay, so he's trying to put this conspiracy angle on some science observation, right? This is what he does all the time. He turns real news into fake news. Now, the colour of the sky on Mars being blue, kind of recall I debunked that. Depends on the day, and like it's early in the morning, I think it happens. There's Mars sky blue. I wonder if Google blue and what they got here. The sky of Mars near the Sun appears blue, while the sky far away from the Sun appears red. The disk of the Sun appears mostly white, with a slight bluish tinge. This has nothing to do with clouds or ice, but by the Martian dust that permeates throughout the planet's atmosphere. Okay, we got an example. And I think it depends on the day as well, I think. So it doesn't really look blue there, but you can see here it definitely does look orange, like they're saying. What else we got? So I always appears to fact check this guy. What colour is the sky of Mars? Probably that same thing. Red. The blue colour near the Sun is not caused by clouds of water. So it's another site saying the same thing. Oh, this is NASA this time. The dust atmosphere absorbs blue light. What's happened there? Alright, it's got a highlighter. Alright, when you get ones to allow. Yeah, try and keep off the swear words. We don't allow it here. The F word is definitely a no-no. So here we go. So this is where it would be blue, I guess, when the sun's coming up early in the morning, like I was saying. And because it's low on the horizon, I guess it's going through less dust particles. And go through more... less dense, so it's more blue colour comes through. It's not caused by clouds, but dust itself. The dust source blue light. Okay, so that's why it's not blue up the top here. But it also scatters some of the blue light into the area just around the sun because of the size. Okay. So if that makes any sense to you. So obviously the sun's brightest there, right? And below the horizon, it's not going through as much dense cloud and dust. So some of the blue light gets through from the other atmosphere parts. But anyway, it's always good to check up on these things. So he's trying to turn it into a conspiracy here. Not to mention the lens effect, as contacts have, due to spherical shape of the mass. It's not what they said though. Okay.
That I've had about Mars for years now, which is that it is...
I might just want to check up on this Mars thing too. Mars what do you call it? Static light show. Let's see what comes up. My eyes are not very great, I'm afraid. What happened there? Nah. Dust storms of Mars may sparkle and glow at night. Okay, that's something different. We've got the pictures. Okay. Dust storms on Mars. Look at this thing. We've seen it on some of the sci-fi stuff, haven't we? With they're saying, "Quick, take cover! It's going to hit us." You actually get that in desert countries like Saudi Arabia. You can see the war dust coming. That's why they wear those blanket type clothes to cover the face and the nose so they can breathe. Mars probe discovers shooting shocking new. Okay, that light show. Here's some more pictures of the blue sky. No, there's no one. Oh, that's really lit up the sky. Blue and white there. So it looks like we only got one article in this talking about light show. So it must be that page there. It's probably where you got it from. Mars probe discovers shocking new aurora. And I guess that's what it would be. Similar to the Northern Lights, right? So if you're on the surface of Mars, you'd see something like that. Or something like that, like a big worm. Yes, that's really shocking. I reckon it's quite boring, actually. This shows there's enough atmosphere there to cause it to happen, though. And it's got labels on here. Patchy, discreet.
Is much more active than we are being told by NASA, otherwise known as Never a Straight Answer, or Never Admitting Space Anomalies. Take your pick. But one thing is for certain, which is that this so-called discrete Martian aurora was a, quote, shocking discovery, who said that, quote, in many ways it had us scratching our heads and going back to the drawing board. Yeah. Another thing to note that I discovered while researching into this is that right around...
Hey, we've got a subscriber. Let's see, just bring up Blue Chicken Ducks, since I just see Blue Chicken arrive. A bit late to the party. But we should have a few laughs at the stuff that's out there. Yeah, we see that. Thanks for subbing. Blue Chicken here. In the side chat, how's it going? Hi guys. Countryman saying hello back. And you subbed, yes you did. So I normally play that with Blue Chicken because we made that one day for him. And just to use it to make fun of Corey Good, and also the chickens that won't come online to speak to me. So if you want to come on voice, maybe we can arrange it today, even after we do some debunks. If maybe not quite yet. Let's see. So, yeah, this probably just
Around the
skimmed
same
past this.
time that this story broke, also published within the last 24 hours, was the fact that there were 2 giant earthquakes, or Mars quakes, as they're called, that completely rocked the far side of Mars. And as you're seeing in this report, the new seismic events are the largest Mars quakes to ever be recorded.
So that's probably more interesting as the quakes rather than the air.
Now, isn't that a coincidence that we have a giant green worm-like cloud spanning the entire planet, and then right at the same time, NASA's Mars...
So it makes you wonder, did they miss a meteorite impact on the far side that caused the quakes, and then triggered the lightning show as it spewed up dust into the air? Would have gave it more stuff for the solar winds to interact with. I reckon they could have missed easy impact of some kind. Maybe a huge impact. So probably next week or the next following weeks, as it spins around, they photograph more of it. Maybe they'll see a disturbance, like there was something that entered the atmosphere there. But how did they detect the earthquake? It must be through the rover, isn't it? Or did they already put some probes down that said data all the time? See, that part of it's not being explained by entirely here. He didn't say, it's Curiosity rover put in some earthquake detector probes and 2 were detected, blah blah. So that would be more useful information.
Quake hunting lander detected 2 of the largest seismic events to date, and on the far...
Earthquake lander. So it sounds like a special lander, is it? Does it say here? It doesn't say on that page. See, I like to know the real facts, but we could probably look it up.
Far side of the planet, no less. NASA's InSight lander touched down on Mars in November 2018, carrying the most sensitive seismometer ever.
Okay, so now he's talking about it. Okay, I was a wee bit too early, but that's really what he should have said first, and then it detected 2 earthquakes.
Designed to detect earthquakes, or Mars quakes, huge rumblings under the soil. And since the mission's arrival, it has detected countless events dubbed Mars quakes, using signals to...
So I haven't watched these episodes, so I'm sort of watching it with you and debunking it on live as we go through.
Map the planet's interior, but the 2 newly...
Because as far as I know, he'll never ever get a decent, interesting video from Skywatchers that may look like a real UFO, like I have. And there are a bit more wise to Skywatchers out there nowadays. Unless there's some fraud channel that films distant planes and all that, and tries to get visitors by giving the footage away to these big channels.
Announced quakes were something special, according to scientists on the mission. They said, quote, not only are they the largest and most distant events by a considerable margin, these Mars quakes have a spectrum and duration unlike any other event previously observed on Mars. So, something major happened on Mars. Something deep underground.
Deep underground or impact on the surface.
Major event, never seen anything like it before or detected, let alone on the far side of the planet. Then we have the...
There you go, I said the far side, so something happened on the far side. Probably a huge meteorite impact. So maybe it saved planet Earth from it.
this massive green planet-spanning aurora, again, something we've...
So he's trying to say it's aliens digging tunnels underground and blowing up nukes or whatever.
never seen. And so something strange is happening with Mars, guys. But anyway, tell me what you think.
At least he's not suggesting it this time. But my theory is, so you normally say my theory is, wouldn't he, in the past? He's being a bit more careful now.
Down below. So now on to some UFO footage. I know that is what you guys want. So first off today, I want to show you
this
a
is what we're
newly
after for a laugh. Okay. Okay. We analysed that one a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? That's one of those party balloons that the what was the country? I can't remember. It wasn't Mexico, was it? It was Brazil. Release of these 40-inch polygonal type balloons that sort of easy to get up to plane altitudes, and I think there's about actually 3 plane videos now of these things flying past the cockpit.
Discovered clip of a UFO that has apparently been captured 3 different times over the same city, over Colombia. And the city I'm speaking of is Medellin, Colombia, or Medellin, depending on how you want to pronounce it. But
so this is one of these party balloons. They're funny shape. Tetrahedron, or whatever it is. The obviously glued seams are going to be very strong. Rather than it being a round one, which only works with latex really, but if you try to do round ones with mylar, generally they're weaker.
But if you guys remember a few videos back, I posted one of these clips that was taken from out of an airplane cockpit by a pilot who noticed this strange sort of diamond-shaped object high above the clouds, moving at an extremely high rate of speed, and you're seeing that footage here. Also tracked.
So that was at 26,000 feet, I think.
Flying beneath his plane and then out of sight, and it's very eerie footage. They are very high up, and this thing looks to be moving with...
Okay, someone's tried to enhance it here.
Purpose, and it's moving
Okay, you can see, because of weather atmospherics, right, you can see it distorts. Sometimes you can see it's got flat sides.
Fast. And so
and sometimes it looks like it's got round sides.
Other 2 clips of this were then linked with that piece of footage originally by
there we go. Is that the 3 videos? 2022, April 2020, and what's the other one he's got listed there? 2021 probably. Okay, so that was that pilot one. I don't remember seeing this earlier one, but that's what came out, was it last week, a couple of weeks ago. And this one here, or was that the one that just came out a couple of weeks ago? Looks very similar, doesn't it?
Scott C. Waring of UFO Sightings Daily, who posted a video about it, where apparently this same object has been captured 3 different times.
So, Scott C. Warren is really one of these fraud people, right? It makes a lot of money from promoting the same crap that Tyler does. And he's clearly mates with Tyler, so he's given them permission to use the footage that he's put together.
And now in a new video above Medellin, Colombia. And you're seeing those 3 clips side by side as posted, all showing what looked to be the same object. And so here is the newest clip, so check this out.
Okay, that was the newest one here. That was the oldest one, and that's the middle one, I think. But they're all the same thing. Party balloon, bunked. He plays a full clip, I think. Goes on for ages. And remember they said in Spanish, festive. Remember it was the word festival. Saying, oh, that's one of those festival balloons. If you decode what they're saying.
Mire, tiene, ¿eso qué es? Se me perdió. Está en la nube, está en la nube. Ahí lo cogí.
Somewhere here. That's a festival balloon. You can see it spinning there, actually. You can see it's fairly strong wind out there too. That's why it's moving a fair speed here. Look at the big storm. And it's obviously got a leak, because I think it's coming down slowly too. The hydrogen's gradually escaping.
Estamos en la ciudad de Medellín, papito.
But we already looked at that one, it's kind of boring. So is there any real UFOs here, Tyler? Still going. That's funny really, isn't it? The crap that's already been explained. That he puts
Okay,
on
so
months
this
later.
was posted on April 9th, actually, now that I'm checking. So definitely this month, and it was posted by John Vargas YouTube channel, and I'll post the link to this original video down below. Show him some love. Where translated, he
Promoting other channels because he used the stupid footage. And I wonder if it stays on his page. Has he got the link down below or not? Because he says he does, but he never adds it. Okay, so where's the link to it? Here we go. He has Premium Merc, New Colombian Diamond UFO. Oh crap. Okay, let's just have a look at the original. See what people said on it. There it is. "68 likes, 4,000 views." I suppose we could say, oh Charlie, Tyler. Here we go. Here's all the frauds asking permission. Great catch. Would it be okay if Third Face of the Moon and myself show this on your channel? So there's a fraud, Hidden Underbelly 2. Working with Blake Cousins. Hey John, also catch, may I share this and give you credit for it, please? So these guys are covering their asses, right, instead of using fair use. Because Third Face has to ask, because they're just protecting their asses from being taken to court over copyright. Okay, so a lot of Spanish there. I'm not sure if any of them have debunked it or not. Is there any English? That's because they had similar balloons in the 90s. Mexico. Yeah. Nice catch. Would you mind if I post it? Who's that? Vault Sage 6, another fraud. Some believe this to be a balloon. Not believe, we can actually prove it is. Does have a balloon festival that happens yearly, and it was on that particular day it flew over the plane. And some of those balloons in the past have been shaped like UFOs. What would you say? Let's see. Why didn't it work? In response to this, okay. Naysayer. These objects can deliberately take the forms of balloons. So this is why you can never get past these guys' mentality, right? That UFOs can mimic balloons and planes and helicopters. Nah. Active camouflage. Really clever UFO aliens disguising UFOs as balloons all the time. Dice footage. You mind if I show? There's another fraud asking permission. Has Tyler got his post? Might be here. Do you mind if I use it? Here's another one. Terry's UFO sightings. Skywatch Explorer. Could I post this? I'll leave you a link. Blah blah blah. All these frauds. UFO source. Would you allow me? Nice find. Only real UFOs, which is not real at all. It's totally fake. Another one. Ah, right. UFO interest. That's just a balloon. 100% it is. The problem I have with the balloon theory is that last year a bright morphing UFO was filmed in daytime near this area. Seems too much of a coincidence. That's because balloons, if it's a bunch of balloons, as they're spinning in the air, can take different shapes, right? This is where anything that's changing or morphing is a balloon. It's not the same balloon anyway. This guy's talking about another type of bunch of balloons descending into the forest. Yeah, as they some of them pop, they get too heavy as a bunch and they come down, land in the sea and pollute the forests and all that. So there you go. That's all the comments on that one, and you can bet those were 2 weeks old before Tyler did his, and he didn't care. UFO is there too, 2012, no one. So how many fraud UFO channels asking permission? 10? 10 of them there? Easy 10, wouldn't it? Amazing. Well, they make me sick, these guys. Underbelly, let's see how many followers he's got from doing the same thing. I didn't see Tyler there though. Because he gets the most views, he thinks he's got instant permission. Or he does it via email only. But it doesn't prove it, of course. Okay. How many followers? Got it hidden? No. 54,000. No wonder. And he puts up that kind of garbage. Here we go. Should really go through all his ones. 3 fast-moving UFO orbs spotted over Boston. Yeah, could it be drones? Could it be LED kite? Multiple UFO orbs sighted flying over Corbett County. Okay, that kind of looks like LED balloons. You can see one there and there. What else we got? 2 strange creatures spotted inside tunnel. Oh yeah, that looks fake even just on that thumbnail there alone. Someone's mucked around with Photoshop or similar editing software. But did it over video rather than just a single photograph. Full body apparition caught on house. Okay, that's a bug on the lens, betcha. It's not the skateboarder, is it? Let's just have a quick look at that one, because it's a bit more interesting than Tyler so far. Okay, where's this apparition? That's something I've seen on TV already. That was the security guard's camera, wasn't it? In a warehouse. It was a bug running across the lens. Probably a spider. Here it is. Very hard to see.
So here's what I know about this footage. This was captured on November 11th, 2000.
Okay, so the security light's triggered here. So to me, it looks like someone wearing some clothes that's not really that's blocking IR for not enough to hide it completely. Okay, let's just have a look at this one again. So this definitely looks like a person,
across the road.
Normally these end up being bugs.
And as it gets to the other side,
Alright, that's one of those person wearing one of those silver suits.
Just completely vanishes. Now, some people are debating that this is something to do with the camera, but I have my doubts because the figure is transparent. If you look closely, you can see right through this figure. So guys, what do you make of this one?
So it's obviously giving off some heat, but not complete heat. The reason why I think this footage is legit is because that security light come on. That sort of fits with it, right? And he hasn't sort of focused on that. Yeah, he didn't focus on it. Went to another topic. See, that's an interesting thing here. So as soon as it got within range of that security light there, turned on. I don't think there's anything on the ground there like a cat that happened to trigger at the same time as the bug crawled across the lens. It can happen, but is that a cat there? What's that there? Rock? Is that a rock?
Footage to take a look at. We have a piece of footage to take a look at of this ghostly apparition. Now it comes with no audio, so guys, let's take a look at the footage and we'll have a real quick chat afterwards.
There it comes. Where's it gone? That's not it. Well, maybe the light was already on. Hang on. Is it playing at the moment? Oh, here it is. Let me just see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the lights were on already.
So here's what I know about this footage.
It suddenly got brighter here. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Let me just... I thought it was off to start with.
So here's what I know.
Okay, so it's only got brighter there. I'm not sure if it's just editing or what. It could be still a bug, I suppose. Although it looks like there might be a light near the camera that turned on. Let me just play that back again. See, it goes brighter there as that thing's walking.
So here's what I know.
Something turned on there, didn't it? So, where's the figure? Straight on, I think. It kind of does look like it might be one of those thermal blankets or something. I know you can fool the security lights, the old ones. Fooling sensors with what do you call that? Thermal blankets. Is it? I'll just wrap it around you. How to block, here we go, thermal imaging. Heavy blanket, or so it's not too hard to work out with the science of how you're going to do this. Just do it on an unexpected security camera that's so there you go. So someone has put something over himself and almost made him invisible, right? Before and after. Quite interesting stuff though. What's going on in the chat here? I have to catch up in the chat here. No in the side chat, thanks. I actually get blocked. Fatima. Who's a nerd? Gay nerd. Okay, we can't have that sort of stuff. We can do it. Who's got? Are you there, countryman? Are you there? Like, let me just give you a spanner. So you can help moderate the side chat there. There you go, you got a blue spanner now. Just keep an eye on what's being said while I look at these videos, because it is a life debunking, so I've got to concentrate on it. Can't stand idiots in the side chat, you know, be civil, you know. Give them warnings, so you got the right to block those down, countryman. I'll let you do it. Oh yeah, so let's see what they're saying here. So when you get those, this one talked about here, the emergency thermal mailer blankets, right? This one is heavy duty thermal reflective tarp with grommets. Here we go. So if you had a suit made from that, you can easily hide yourself from these thermal cameras, and you got umbrellas that can do it too. Oh yeah. I'd like to see a video of these being tested. Woolen blanket will do it. Okay. Glass, one of the most effective methods to hide from thermal imaging. So if you carry a piece of glass across the road, that could explain what we're seeing there. So maybe carrying a sheet of glass to go into storage, and they caught it on security camera. What's this one? That looks like stuff to use for camo hunting, isn't it? Netting camp. Thick netting camp. Blend in with other heat sources. There you go. What they call it? Ghillie suit, yeah. Remember, you've been watching Expedition Bigfoot, right? They said these Bigfoot actually wear suits that got sticks and pieces in. Just makes you wonder if they got the same idea from humans, right? Because we do that with hunting. And maybe they're scared of a few hunters come across the guns and stuff and started analysing it. And that certainly would make them disappear in the forest, wouldn't it? In the latest episode, they disappeared, right? On thermal, I reckon that would be worth testing, a ghillie suit. See if they can replicate the same disappearance. Well insulated jacket. Man, that's pretty good list there. Just post that on the side. Probably got a lot of crap popping up here. Okay, that's just not on there with that word there. Get rid of that because they can close down my stream, those people. We can't have that sort of talk on here. Blocking IR. I know it's probably some trolls paid by Tyler to come and annoy us. It's fairly obvious. You know, I don't go around on their things all getting paid trolls to go and harass them. I just talk about them and expose them. Okay, so Underbelly. That one's quite interesting. So this guy gets away with it because he does actually put up some interesting stuff that's not fake. But most of it's fake, obviously, where you can talk garbage about it like most of the UFO channels do. But unlike me, at least I've given the solution how that was done. These people just put it up, say, oh, what do you think? Blah, 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 move on. So I don't like that sort of YouTube channel. They should at least analyze it for you and give their opinion on it as well. This is just a pointless channel. Putting up other people's videos all in one place. You could do that with a playlist, right? Exactly the same. Tyler. Come on, man. You know who Tyler is. Secure team. That's got to be classic laugh there. This is what we're watching here. This is who we're pulling apart at the moment. Secure team. Another loser in ufology that we have to put up with.
He posted the title, UFO over Medellin, Colombia, April 9th, with a question mark. This looks distinctly similar to what was captured from the airplane above the clouds as well.
That's because it's the same type of balloon.
It is. Is it someone letting off balloons? Again, I've never seen
Hey, he knows because he just read it on that channel that he got a video from.
Balloons act with such purpose as these objects seem to be doing in multiple...
No, they're not. They're drifting in the air current, you dope. Making lies up about it now. Yeah, thanks for doing that, country man. That's just nuts. That's why you got to have moderators on at the same time.
Pieces of footage ranging from 2020 to April of this year. So tell me what you guys think down below. Now next, I know you guys have been wanting to see some new UFO footage, if any, out of Ukraine. Originally, you guys have probably seen footage like this of web...
Hey guys, so we've gone through this one previously, and he's actually filming, turns out he's filming a TV LCD screen that's connected to the webcam. Well, that's what it looks like. But I think what he's done is it's playing through an Android box, and that's the small cursor that you have on the Android box. And he's just moving across the screen, making it look like a UFO.
Webcams in the capital city of Kyiv of these.
So someone's playing the webcam, and people commenting on the side, right?
These large white lights, or whatever you want to call them. Some have said...
So what you can do is, as you can see here, I've changed my cursor to a blinking one, right? You can change it to a really small blob like this, and just have it moving across videos and say, there's a UFO.
These are drones, but again, I don't know any drone that at night and at far distances glows with such an extremely bright white light to where it just looks like a giant ball of plasma or something like that. Drones are typically stealthy, very small, and
moves
do not
like a mouse
emit
pointer.
a giant white light around them,
there
or
you go.
sphere of light. We've also seen these giant white lights
not even high
appear
quality.
near explosions, as you're seeing here, just sort of hovering in the sky.
He actually he cropped that in so you couldn't see it was being filmed on another screen. That's why it's so blurry, and you can't see the side chat.
There is an eruption on the ground, but then we have some other strange sightings, such as this, where someone captured, oddly or coincidentally enough, right next to, I've confirmed, is likely an Orthodox church in the capital city. And we see this very strange cross or plus sign like outline in the clouds. And
Okay. I think these were
As you're seeing some
Section
close-ups
51
and
or something,
circling the
is it?
object and bringing down the brightness and upping the contrast. It's for sure there. There's something there that strangely is directly next to a church and is in the shape of the very symbol.
Okay, so that tells me that these things have got crosses on top here. And one is reflected in the sun, directly causing lens flare, right? The sun's over this way. It's reflecting off this one here, probably, where it's cropped. And it's a lens flare of the light of the cross up here. That's all
Symbols
it is.
on top of these golden steeples, but I don't see how it could be a reflection, and it
You can't see. Well, I just explained it.
doesn't even match the angle, really, of any of these, so very
No, because the one closest to you was cropped off, you dope.
strange. Here we have another one of these large white
The angle would be perfect. If it's sun setting or sun rising, it would be low to the horizon. The light would be mostly coming up this direction, and that would be bouncing back down this way.
glowing spheres, if that's what it is. I don't know what the shape of it actually is, but
Okay,
nonetheless,
this one's
hovering
a
above
wee
the
bit
trees,
suspect.
again, like previous or earlier footage. But I have some new footage.
Okay, this was cropped also from another video. Remember, this was some weird type blimp they had in another country. That had lots of lights inside, around it and inside it.
For you guys that is even more amazing. So first we'll start off with this, and none of these have sound because some of them have music over them or just loud,
I'm not about to
booming
find the original video of that game just to prove it.
sound. So we'll just
Remember, I thought it was that restaurant bridge thing that looked like a UFO restaurant, right? And this is like an overexposed version of it. It's someone moving around in a car filming the bridge, but actually it's actually some strange blimp.
review the footage.
Let's see, I think UFO of interest, so we'll come back to it.
And this is, I don't know what to make of it.
Okay, this is Section 51 for sure. They often used a lot of war footage and added UFOs into it. Sorry, I was away from keyboard there, it's alright. We had a couple of trolls just jump in when they saw there was no moderator. Countryman scared them off. They were saying all sorts of bad stuff. Banned words and F words. Calling black people N words, which you're not allowed to do, especially on a live stream. Just crazy stuff, wasn't it? I just don't like people like that. There's no need for it. You know, you could be like that in person, join the army, get shot, and the medic turns out to be a black man, and you probably regret, you save your life, and you probably regret calling them all N-words, right? So it's so hypocritical. The web and people in the USA generally, and not all bad. Not everybody. You just got to treat everybody the same, and as good and bad, regardless of what you look like, right? Anyway, security is putting up fake videos, and this is one of them.
I don't know where it is. I don't have any information, but we see this.
You can see it's got artificial, you know, tracking on
coming
it.
up from what
Doesn't
appears to
quite
be an
look
impact.
right, does it?
We
Doesn't quite look right with the whole
see
footage.
this sort of shiny disc-looking object that at one point looks to either flash a white light or is possibly catching a reflection from the sun, giving us a quick glint of light toward the camera. And it seems to be just hovering there.
Come on,
Very,
Tyler,
very
you should be
eerie,
able to see
really
that's a
cool
fake.
footage compared to just a white light in the sky. Now this footage really astonished me because this object was said to have been and is shown to be captured from daylight to nighttime. So at first we see it when there's some light out in the sky, and it just seems
He's
to
not
be a
even a
light
researcher, so if he bothered looking at UFO interest, he posted about this many times in the last year already. Where is he? Let's have a look. Let's see if we can find it. He's probably re-upped it because security teams put out a video. He normally sees what's going on and re-uploads things. So let's just have a look at what we got here. Tool that you want to use. What's that? There, what is it? Oh, there we go. Title of security team is just a hoax promoter. His videos are often old stuff, which is true. Already exposed. Yep, already explained. That's what I said at the beginning. This time, here's what he published about these alleged UFOs over Ukraine that I've already debunked on YouTube. They were so-called UFOs. Hey, are you trolling? Seagull could be alien spies. Okay, so you're saying the Mickey out of Mick West is debunk. And what's this previous episode? Elon Musk could block contact with aliens. All this nonsense, left-wing nonsense about Elon Musk. What he's doing is what should be done. Free speech for everybody. Don't censor anybody. Know how much how disgusting it is. Just block them. Yeah, I think it's the same, you know, Nazis, neo-Nazis, all that. They should all not be deleted, because how can you keep an eye on them otherwise? And really, the departments should be monitoring what's the chatters going on. And that's why they leave up a lot of these terrorist-type channels that are making actually money. They've probably got some special permission from the government working with Google to keep those channels open and pay them like they're blind to what's going on. Then why block stuff in America? That's kind of crazy. I explained it here. So I was putting up little specs on Mars camera. I thought you might actually have more up, actually. Nope, those clips are from 2012 Norwegian supernatural horror. So someone's putting up some sci-fi movie as aliens. Cropped it and cut it so you can't recognise where it's from. And of course, it being a foreign movie, and if you put that up in the YouTube channels in America, they slightly know about it. Original clip from the horror. Okay, now he's got the original. What's this one? UK, oh right, that was the rocket launch, wasn't it? Okay, so he only got one thing, and that's on security team, really. And the Mars thing here. I suppose you could have a quick watch of that one while we're here. So we've got the edge of the lens here, so I'm not sure what's going on. I think they've got a shroud around the lens of the camera here to try and keep dust out of it. And we're seeing the edge of the lens. So what's so interesting about that, Scott? I mean, yeah, Scott. Where's the rest of it? Thought there was more to it than that. We'll just open that one. Okay, he's got another link. Okay. Okay, so what's same position, one of them facing the ground. Well, the lens thing is this side now. But I'm not sure that's what they're focusing on in these videos. So like a dead pixel or something like that. Is that what we're looking at there? We're looking at a little dot. Certainly a lot of rocks look like black things. I'm not sure what all of them have got in common. These pictures have the same thing in it. That's what he's saying. That's a rock, isn't it? Oh yeah, it's a rock. So what are we meant to be looking at? That over there, that's definitely the edge of the lens. The lens cover. Apart from that, I can't see anything else in those pictures. No, so that's not really clear. He hasn't made it really clear. Should circle things, what they're talking about. Alright, got one here. Circle. Okay, it looks like it's like a single dot or something, is it? It's amazing what people look for. Let's just play the video. That one. Single dots, single dots. Good, you have to have good eyes for this sort of stuff. Looks like a single dot. Is it there? Yeah, it might be. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at a couple of pixels. Could be dead pixels. Is it in the same place on the camera? Looks like the same distance above, doesn't it? It's probably a dead pixel on the sensor. So it shows how small the pixel is. It's probably the highest range megapixel camera they've got. So one little dead pixel doesn't really matter too much. Okay, so anyway, that's what that was. Dead pixel, looks it. Because they have little wipers on these cameras on the Mars that wipe the dust off. A little dust that goes across. So if it's on all pictures, then it's got to be a dead pixel. If it's not, then it might be just a bit of dust stuck on the lens. Okay. Okay, let's go back to this security one. And click on that link there. Okay, he's put out a YouTube video on it. So let's play it. He never talks on it, so it's mute. Okay. Section 51, there you go. Created in 2014. That's even before I started my channel. Even I knew it was a fake. Just even looking at it. War in Ukraine. Security, is it? I know that was the original. So there's actually a video called War in Ukraine, which is this fight in here. And Section 51 added the UFO in, that's what Scott was saying. And then security picked it up. It looks so fake. This one's got him clear pixed with a little white thing. Little lens flare. I don't know. It looks so fake. Anyway, okay, so we've got more to come off security. So he's debunked another video, has he? Oh right, that's the one I was talking about beforehand. It was that blimp thing. Let's see. Remember that one? A couple of weeks ago. It's actually a blimp. It's actually got looks like square blocks on the outside of it, but he didn't actually put a still up for us. Let's see if I can pause it. So you can start to see the square windows coming in now. Yeah, but before then, there you go. It's a blimp, right? There you go. So there's more footage of it, you see. And it's linked to this one here, and he's just cropped it on that tree there. And used it. So he's got one fake. He's got a few fakes on his episode today. Quite a few misidentifieds. And the balloon and the blimp. And news coverage that he's turned it into a conspiracy. And fear mongering, I guess. Okay, so he posted that quite a long time ago, this one. You just have to search his thing for your section 51, and this video would have come up. So if he was a researcher, this Tyler, he would have found that information quite quick. And the belly, that one.
That's just sitting there, not moving, static, above what appears to be an ocean. I don't know if it's the Black Sea, I'm not sure what it is. Here you're seeing video of the object later that night, still sitting there, glowing in the sky. And what was amazing is that at one point in the footage, you can actually see tracer rounds. So someone is firing toward this object. A tracer round is usually when every other bullet contains what is called a tracer tip, which, when sent through the barrel towards something, leaves a streak of color behind it.
This is another video, isn't it? I think we looked at that one too. I think it's a bunch of cluster balloons that are used for calibrating guns. This is what it looks like. If you zoom into that, it looks like it's giving off a smoke trail there. It's a bunch of cluster balloons that they use for target practice to make sure they got it sighted properly.
So that you know exactly where you are aiming and you can see where your rounds are heading and whether they are hitting the target
rounds
or not.
headed towards
so
it, right?
We can see here that from land, multiples of these tracer rounds being
fired at cluster balloons for target practice.
Fired at this object, looking to come into contact with it, but the object just stands totally still. And you're seeing color-enhanced versions to bring out the tracer rounds a little bit more as they fly up at thousands of miles per hour towards this glowing object. And then we have later on some nighttime footage.
Looks like it's out of range by that much, right? It looks like the tracer rounds even there. That's why we're not seeing any of them drop down. So they used it to gauge the maximum distance they could get as well.
The object still there, and these tracer rounds, which again is usually You know, sometimes it's
Tracer
every other
rounds.
round,
There they
sometimes
go.
it's every 5 or 10 rounds, but here they are, still streaming up from, who knows, maybe up to a mile away, heading right for this thing, and it just doesn't move. And so, to have daytime and nighttime footage of this mysterious glowing object sitting there while it's being, I mean, directly targeted, you know, which would seem to have no effect, seeing as that it sits there all the way
Yeah, we don't see it move, which is kind of strange.
through the night. You know, that's really amazing, and it reminds me of that leaked footage that was infrared, showing 3 or 4
But we know that cluster flares only last 5 minutes, so there must have been more drops of those cluster flares that we're not seeing in the daytime and nighttime. This one here we also looked at,
of
didn't
these
we?
mystery orbs, again, sitting still in the sky, almost in a perfect
Okay, I said that was edited CGI.
row or straight line, where at one point in the footage we see what looks like some sort of projectile. I don't know if it was
Looks too fake to me, you know, Solaret and all that sort of stuff. Easy to do.
like a missile or something like that, but it blasts through all of the objects where you can see a distinct
Remember, I went frame by frame, and the missile actually went past, and then the thing exploded.
reaction as the projectile hits them, but once that reaction clears up, you notice that the objects are still there, just sitting in the
Yeah, it's this fake footage.
sky. And again, this looks to be from an infrared camera, possibly on a jet or a helicopter or a plane, but we've got
Yeah.
4 objects there that are again hit, and there seems to be no damage whatsoever. So again, tell me what you guys think about the tracer footage.
He got that from UFO Proof. So he's obviously been talking or watching his videos. And I debunked that because I went frame by frame on it.
Footage. Now, here we have a short clip.
The thing is, cluster flares would work like that though. But I still think it's been edited. So, you know, if you've got a bunch of cluster flares that are slowly coming down from a far distance and a missile passes through, it's gonna knock a few of those flares out of alignment. But it kind of looks too cookie cuttery to me.
In a perfect row or straight line, where at one point in the footage we see what looks like some sort of projectile. I don't know if it was like a missile or something like that, but it.
So the cluster flares. So it looks like it's got a parachute there. Cluster flares dripping, and then they hit a bunch of them hanging from the parachute.
Blasts through all of the objects where you can see a distinct reaction as the projectile hits them, but one.
Anyway, somehow I saw a frame that didn't add up. And the missile was there, and then the next frame it was past it, and then it exploded, which didn't make any sense. Yeah, I have to go back to the original one. Let's see, it's going to be a few months old now. What is it coming up? It's going to be a few bits back. Way before this stuff. There could have been original video that got edited somehow. So they used some real footage and then added the missile going through. Is that the one? Michael Horn. Here we go. No, is that the one? No. I think I might have used it. Radiation. Third phase. Security. I think it was called UFO proof. Exposed or whatever. That looks like it here. This one here. Updates and might be updates on the footage. Quick updates. Happy UFO Day! UFO Day. So that wouldn't be the full footage. Richard Dolan. Declassified. I can't. Must have gone past it. It's probably quicker to search for UFO proof. Let's see, where's the search thing gone? They haven't got rid of it, have they? Should be up here. Oh, there it is. Used to scroll along a tab, but now it's doing characters. They're changing things all the time. UFO proof. Well, maybe it is part of that quick debunk one, though. Maybe I'm wrong. UFO proof lies. Could be in that one. Still not heard from Robert. Don't know what's going on with Robert anymore. Here we go. Is that the one? No, that's not the one. That's a better plane, I think. For channels. Royston. Okay. Do so much, man, and the search doesn't put it all in order, right? Last, where is this random? It's shit, man, shit. What's that one? There it is. That's the explosion, so it was part of the Richard Dolan one, okay. So it was in that one. So what did I pick out on it? Just skim through. Let's see.
After talking to him on the phone for an hour.
Okay. Where's the footage? I can't see it. Probably should use that. The chapters, let's see. Silicon chip. Enemy Smurf. Mexican UFO. UFO, here we go. UFO proof. It's over it. And we can just watch it. If it'll let me. So it's gone too small. I think it's in this one. Have got any pictures? I was looking at words. I was looking at floating flares using balloons or drones, because they do hang down targets under drones now. And USA just bought a load of cheap drones from China, which was an interesting fact. To use them for, I don't know, trying to, because I think they're going to use them in wartime. Pop it up. Where's that footage being analysed? Not quite right, does it? There's something not quite right there when it gets attacked. I think someone's having us on. Yeah, I wonder what QVid thought of it. Is QVid out there? Maybe when I re-air this on YouTube later after dinner, we'll see if he pops around and talks about it. I did invite him along to help me debunk it, but I never heard back on Twitter. So if you're out there, QVid, you need to get on Twitter. We don't see him around anymore. You're after. What happened here? Near the end here.
When the website.
Here somewhere it was. Let's see. There it is here. So I'll just post a link to GoFons anyway, and go and check it out. See if you think it's a camera. One that spins around 360 view. Yep. GoFon claiming he's meant to be an expert, guys, but I'm just looking at from a non-biased thing. So what happened there? What happened? I really screwed up, have I? Anyway, it's on this episode. There's a frame where it doesn't look quite right. We ain't going to waste too much time on it. Flares and missile. Of course, both of them were trying to say they were hovering UFOs, which is bollocks. If you got a whole bunch of cluster flares on a parachute or balloon or drone, and a missile passes through, some of them are going to get hit and knocked off. And hopefully but you think that would also drag the off course. So that's why I think it's CGI, because they stay static in the sky. So that means the drone would have to recorrect the position after a hit, right? There's lots of factors that you need to take into account. And there's the original footage, which wasn't posted actually by UFO Proof. Let's see. Why is it too big? Alright, so it adjusted itself now. Anyway, watch that one later if you're interested. If you missed it. And we're getting to the end here, so let's keep on going.
Once that reaction clears up, you notice that the objects are still there, just sitting in the sky. And again, this looks to be from an infrared camera.
See, if you had, maybe it's a real test with target flares, and they might have just edged it together somehow so that it looks like they stay in the same place. But,
Camera, possibly on a jet or a helicopter or a plane.
See, you'd expect after that hit like that, that the drag the parachutes this direction.
But we've got 4 objects there.
So, I can't see how you'd be able to keep that in place. Unless they had wires that you can't quite see going above and below. What would the top wire be connected to? So the bottom wire could be connected to ground. So what would the one up here be connected to keep it in place? Well, why would you want to do that on a military range? Yeah, it's got to be fake.
That are again hit, and there seems to be no damage whatsoever. So again, tell me what you guys think about the tracer footage. Now, here we have a short clip, again in what looks to be thermal or infrared, of another smoke plume coming up, and just as it does, as captured from what appears to be a high-altitude drone, we see 2 objects moving very quickly above and past this plume that was, without a doubt, most likely caused by the very drone that's filming it. So whatever these 2 objects are flying by likely are not the cause of this plume.
Likely to be birds.
Again, they're unidentified. They could be jets, but it was definitely worth showing you guys because maybe they're not. And here they are circled, and just some different shots here. So yeah, guys, that is some footage we have from Ukraine. I have got some more.
See, is that a sync there? Didn't line up the audio with the circle city.
Footage that I'm currently vetting and will feature in my next.
So what are they? Are they birds, planes? See.
Next video. I have other news and other footage that I
could be drones from a niche channel, couldn't it? Doing a quick flyover. So yeah, it could be anything. Birds, planes.
Strange happening on Earth and out in space. So thank you guys for stopping.
Mostly caused by humans, because there's nothing there that was alien whatsoever. Just pure garbage. Has anyone actually said that a lot of CGI in that? Everybody said he was going to offer $1 million to the person that can show him CGI still in his channel. He said it never gets through anymore. Oh, he's a liar. Yeah, exactly, mate. It makes it. You should be skeptical, Eric. Never see any UFOs getting fired upon, and that's because of the hot flares, not just hot UFOs. Excuse me. My mouth is drying out here. There you go, song with some sense. It's not a UFO, those are flares. And rocket detonates on them, as I would. Doesn't kill flares. There's still dust there. Well. Yeah, but how they are going to be in the same position, exact same position. It can't happen unless it's a fake. So I can understand that they want some sort of new drone that drops flares under it that they release from a plane that's been attacked. So the missiles obviously would go for the flares, and then the drones would fly back to the plane and hook into its undercarriage. I could understand them doing some experimental work like that, but how would those cluster flares get hit by a missile and not pull the drone along that's got the flares dangling down? I can't see it. Why it's exploding, the drone's automatically readjusting in that short time frames, milliseconds. Nah, I don't think so. It's got to be fake. So everybody's talking about the last footage out of the whole thing. Talking about the missile. His electromagnetic shield did we once fought. If there's a massive impact and there's extra dust in the atmosphere, I think it's got more chance of causing charged particles, right? Interacting. Planet needs 3 things: solar wind, magnetic field, and atmosphere. Yeah, well, I don't understand why it's a mystery. I know they're going to put a satellite in orbit that always blocks out the sun angle to Mars. Yeah, creates a false magnetic field. Maybe I covered that in the past. Let's see. Let's see, magnetic field of Mars. It's a good point. We should really research and find out about it. Since Mars is a rocky terrestrial planet like Earth, one might assume that the same kind of magnetic field functions there too. However, Mars does not generate a magnetic field on its own outside relatively small patches of magnetic field crust. So that might be why it's got a strange aurora then. Where it's got some strong magnetic fields and extra dust in the atmosphere, it was creating those light show. But I know they're talking about using an artificial satellite. Okay, must be given a magnetic field. Here we go. But the solar wind directly interacts with the atmosphere of Mars, leading to a formation of magnetic sphere from magnetic field tubes. So that's why it's a weird thing, isn't it? So that more and more we look into this, more and more it seems to fit together. So it's got patches of magnetic fields and the rocks, obviously from very heavy iron meteorite impact sites, probably. Doesn't have a global magnetic field, but had one early in its life, similar to Earth. Mars does have a very strong crustal magnetic fields. There you go. More than 30 times stronger than that's on Earth. So it's got a different magnetic fields thing to what Earth has. Okay. Now we're getting closer to the truth. So it's not really a mystery there, I don't think. I think it's all to do with Mother Nature, and obviously science. Satellite, artificial. Let's see, artificial magnetic field idea for Mars. Nope. Let's put Mars in. The team proposes using Phobos by ionizing particles from its surface, then accelerating them so they create a plasma torus along the orbit of Phobos. This would create a magnetic field strong enough to protect terraform Mars. Okay. Boggers plan to give Mars artificial. So that was last year. I think that's the satellite one. I think. There's obviously a few ideas out there. Crap. Transforming Mars. Unfortunately, we can't just recreate Earth magnetic fields on Mars. The field is generated by a dynamo effect in the Earth's core. Okay, what do you got here? Alright, that is Phobos. Okay, so I guess plasma torus. So something else to look into. Current from the sun and reduces it. That goes past there onto Mars. Okay. Well, okay. I thought there was also mention of a satellite. False magnetic field. I should really do third phase next, shouldn't I? But maybe you do that in another episode, false magnetic field. Since there have been lots in this one. Now, I'm pretty sure there's one for using a satellite. Man-made satellite, that is. NASA 2017. Here we go. 2018. Give Mars a magnetic sphere. So one of the satellites, let's have a look. Here we go. So what they've got is a satellite that orbits geostationary in the direction of the sun. It creates a field there that directs it around, big enough to go around Mars. How they do that, I don't know. Obviously using energy and like electromagnetic So that's not using Phobos, is it? That's another tor field, isn't it? Toroid. A donut, basically. So maybe they're going to use Phobos. They had the idea of using the satellite panels on your spacecraft to use. Okay, what's this? All we need now is a strategic chosen value for power input to solve everything else. So if you really want to, you could slap some standard solar panels on your spacecraft and use a relatively small power input to generate your planet's size magnetic field. Okay, I'm not sure on the science of that. This is a bad idea. It turns out that the lower your power input, the larger your copper solenoid has to be to compensate, even using more than 4,000. So that's probably why they've gone to the idea of using Phobos, right, which is a moon. Modern fission reactors can produce more than a gigawatt of power. So what happens when we get fusion power then? I think it might be game on then. And then we won't be alive probably. Then they might be able to set up solar wind protector and start terraforming Mars. But why would you want to? Population exploding, food. Also, if Earth gets wiped out, will Mars get wiped out? Or Mars gets wiped out? So once we're into space, humans are likely to survive a major disaster. Not if the sun blows up. So you need to get out of the solar system. So it just looked like they were talking about doing a solar satellite, right? Talking about it here. That was back in 2018. Post a link to that one too, in case you want to read up on it. So yeah, we're pretty much finished for security. How much did we do? It's coming up to 5 at the moment. Maybe we've got enough time. Now I think we'll do another episode on the other guys. Let's have a quick look at what's there to do. They'll have better footage and stuff to analyse probably. They get some more current stuff. Unlike Secure Team, Third Phase at least doesn't recycle as much. Yeah, what do we got? We got the fraud Travis Walton. And I watched the interview and I thought, yeah, he's definitely guilty. There's certain parts in the interview where he stutters a lot. He's not really, he looks down a lot. And the body language people need to analyse that guy. Okay, so we got... Not sure if I can play that though without getting... But I can play these other UFO videos. What's falling in our sky? Huge black triangle. Arizona. So that's new. I haven't seen that. I saw the last thing was Travis Walton, so... Haven't really seen that one. That's a boat, isn't it? No, that looks fake. I don't know, it looks fake. Rotating the camera. Why would you rotate the camera? Could it be a advertising blimp? Let's see. There's some. Looks like some houses on that little island there. Could be them raising up. Is that someone on the shoreline there? Is that someone standing there underneath it? Could be a fishing blimp where you tangle lines down. It's a bit hard to tell, it's very blurry, typical UFO footage. Was that it? Was it? What's this triangle business? Some guy talking about it. I'll leave him muted. Is that the triangle? They're probably talking about it.
Down, but this thing's illuminated. Brent, what's your thoughts? Yeah, I really find this one really curious because usually when you see a stun of pyrotechnic parachuters jumping from an airplane, you'll see the airplane pretty much very closely adjacent to the parachuters themselves. Look at that bright light right below these three kind of a rod-like shaped craft. That's not a plane. We're looking at something entirely different. This is a unique sighting. I gotta say, I like this one a lot, especially, look at these things. They're not descending. They just kind of remain.
Okay, it kind of looks like a kite to me. Let's see. I think you'd have to run that through some filters next time. And kind of looks like one of those diamond-shaped kites. And someone's just put a brighter LED light on one of the corners. Let's just keep on going. I hate this pop-out thing. It's stupid. You know, they did that thinking that people, they're going to turn it into like a Google TV, right? So people can just have it on the desktop watching, you know, 360 or whatever it is, instead of using cable TV. They weren't doing it for us guys, the creators. Hey, so they got that one. What else they got? This one here. I don't think I've seen. Let's just go down the rabbit hole here for a second. Let's just assume this is some sort of how stupid. Well, they take the piss out of Miami Vice, are they? That's so hilarious. All the frauds together. Who we got? Blake Brent, is it? Goofon, Paranormal, whatever his name is, and whatever her name was again, I can't remember. She got a boost of 5,000 subs from the guys though. She's selling crystals and all that sort of stuff. Sticks. Indian spiritual sticks, is it?
Well, when I first saw it, my suspicion was it was maybe a car headlamp, and then somebody walking around with a high beam flashlight in the woods. But then it started booking it at, you know, off ground level. I see this and it makes me think of Travis Walton's story. You know,
no, it doesn't.
Fire in the sky. I mean, did it look something similar to this?
He easily believes Travis Walton.
Well, you know, you bring up fire in the sky, as we just recently interviewed Travis.
Blah blah blah. Yeah, not sure on this one.
And we can't rule that out. We're looking at something
Everything looks like it's not CGI.
that needs to be shared. This is a good heads up by Doc. And by the way, Doc's been...
So we don't need to analyse that one a bit further. Could be a drone. But it almost looks like it's got a flare burning on it. A drone with a flare burning? I'm behind trees. Why is it moving all over the place? Yeah, I need to look at that a bit more better next time.
Like this sighting. What's your opinion, Doc?
It definitely looks like a very large craft.
A dot in the sky. Yeah, it's got to be a craft, of course.
Compartmentalized by all the lights. It's
how do we know it's not a flares drop? Or CGI.
Craft. Let's pull that one up again. And Doc, I want to get your thoughts because you've seen them right here in Sholo, Arizona. But let's watch this triangular shot.
Alright. Cool. Looks like CGI to me.
yes, it looks just like.
Okay, it's overlaid. So why can't we see the body of the craft now? So what's that, a building that it's meant to be going behind?
Like what I did.
Okay, so it'd be going behind a building. That's pretty low down. Oh, it's a strange.
Two other witnesses on a Thursday night at 7 o'clock.
Okay, those lights are moving with motion blur, but we did actually see the
outside a local bar in Pine Top, Arizona, and it.
Okay, those lights should have say.
Was just about as slow as you're seeing here, if not a little slower, and wobbled as if that was on top of water. And the three lights pulsated as it slowly went over the trees. It was.
Well,
so we need to look at it a bit further. Looks like the lights were moving near some, but it doesn't mean it's not faked. They may have done it in parts. Where's it past the building again? Okay. Does it move
slower and wobbled as if that was.
See, I think it doesn't match up. That's me. I can never get past wanting to analyze this stuff. It's got to be interested because it could be real footage, of course. That'd be the first for a third phase. Hey, Area 51 ambulance. Didn't think we're going to see you again. How's it going, man? Let's see, is that working? Yep. I think most people have left now anyway. Like I said, I'm just going to wrap up, just see what we've got ahead of time.
Craft. Let's pull that one up again. And Doc, I want to get your thoughts because you've seen them right here in Sholo, Arizona. But let's watch this triangular.
Okay. Could be a kite again.
Shot.
Could it be a better plane? I can see something moving here. I don't think it's lens flare here. Very faint. So it could be a formation of planes.
Yes,
It's catching up now. Is it lens flare? That's speeding up that other light. Alright, could be this big light here in the angle of the camera. So it's possibly a lens flare. And you can see the lights are distorted there, go in this direction, but we can't see it happening on this light source here. There should be some, you know, it looks too round, which kind of makes me think this is fabricated.
Just like what I...
Okay, you can see the moving cameras going that way. So are these lights distorted? Those should be stretched.
Did see.
And that one there. Those lights I would have thought would have been more curved, right? With these ones.
With two other witnesses on a third.
And there we got really distorted. And we can't see those other three lights. Okay, now we can. And look, the doorbell again, those lights circle. Yet those ones at the top are not. Stretched. Okay, that one at the top is definitely stretched now.
Clock outside.
Could it then be rolling shutter? Be going left to right. I don't think so. It should be
side a local
same. So it should be distorted downwards, and those ones are sort of matching up. These are stretched downwards sort of angle. So yeah. Just look like it might be
bar in Pine Top, Arizona.
On the same video. So where's the third light gone?
And it was just about as slow as you're seeing here, if not a little slower, and wobbled as if that was on top of water. And the three lights pulsated.
Anyway, we'll go over it next time. More depth.
Dog, this is unique. I've never seen.
Okay, that's old footage where you get the lightning and spark between the clouds.
Exactly anything that looks exactly like this in coordinates to a sundog.
Oh, no, it's not the spark. It's a full streak hole.
Effect. This natural phenomenon. This is incredible footage right here.
No, hang on. What
Guys,
is it?
have you seen anything like this? And if you have, we want to see it right here. Again, my email is in the description. But again, guys,
it looks like it's a combination of things. It looks like a Halo 22.
I want to get your opinion. What is this ring?
Looks like maybe sundog or subdog.
A fire, this ring rainbow. It is very unusual. That's why we're posting it right here at Third Phase Moon.
Halo.
Guys, I want to tell you about our new documentary, Above.
So that's not something natural anyway. New documentary. With Greer. Blabbing and blabbing, blabbing. And Black Cousins trying not to laugh.
Disappear.
Ooh, noise. That's crap. Michael Rosa. Trying to look like it's cool. Okay, so yeah, we've got two videos here we can go over. Trevor's body language. Got to be careful of that one though. You say they won't strike us, but it's possible. Because I did the body language on Good, and it was Dr. J, and he struck me there. But I would like to actually go over that video and point out where I think he's lying in it. And the rest of it was seen. Okay, so there's a wee bit there on Third Phase. We can have a look at. experience myself. It may sound weird, but please hear me out. Or if you want to tell your story, join our Discord group. Explain it there, and we probably can have your if we believe that you're credible, we may have your voice and you can explain it live on here if you want to. Yeah, I've had some weird experiences with aliens as well, which I'm still trying to wrap my head around even till today. And my back problem that I've been having. And perfection, you may have seen some videos, celebs claiming to have had sex with them. Yeah, it may sound out of the ordinary, but I share the same experience. Okay. But yeah, here's an inside chat. It's not the way to do it though. If you're brave enough to come on air to talk about it, we can set it up. If you visit the pinned comment, you can find our Discord group to join. And you can talk to me after the show. Would aliens need to have sex? And why would they want to do sex? You know, there's a lot of questions to all that. I'd say maybe hybrids, if they're cloning humans and sort of mixing around with their genes. It's probably easier for them to do it naturally. Maybe it has to happen naturally. There's something that goes wrong when they try and create artificial clones, right? And if they could make a hybrid alien that's able to be compatible with humans' sex, it would make more sense, right? And then you could collect sperm and eggs from hybrid aliens. Well, probably don't need that too. You could just knock them out. I was not surprised because they're spiritual. What's that? I sent him around eating eclairs. Well, it's worst things you can eat. However, I felt a gust of light wind brush past me. That sounds paranormal. I was not too surprised because there is spiritual presence. Okay. Well, I've actually had that happen too. Perfection. However, I could feel my nether regions and my pants area start to... I'm sure you have me on, aren't you? We had a couple of guys on here trolling before. I don't know. You'd have to come on Discord. Nerve endings stimulated. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Sounds a bit strange. Oh, indeed, man. I'm not sure if you're being serious or not. I'd have to get to know you first to believe the story that you're telling me at the moment, anyway. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap up now, I think. Let's see. So we got third phase. I've just seen what other ones we could look at. Might be some goof on to laugh at. But yeah, today was really funny with Secure Team's garbage. It really was. UFO Man's probably got some garbage up. He's going like bonkers trying to interview people left, right, and centre, trying to build up his channel, isn't he? Despite, you know, he looks stupid in a suit, I think. Kind of looks like someone that works at a shop like that. Tommy Highway. He kind of looks like, what's that detective? The old detective that wore the hat and had a big nose like that. What's his name? Kojak. Yeah, used to suck lollipops, wasn't it? Yeah, so let's see. Let's have a look. So he's ended Steve Bassett. No surprise there. This guy has been on third face, so why not go on other UFO channels that are not credible? Like, he suddenly built up his subscribers by having these interviews. That's why he's doing it. He was still like 30,000, wasn't he? Jumped up another 6,000. That's disappointing. Is Lubin on there? Or are they just using some old one? Interview of Lou. Not interview with. Interview of David. Is he on their show? Let me just check. That's really disappointing if Lou went on UFO Man, because I warned him. Stay away. It's a bad idea.
Or ATIP.
He did too. Stupid guy. So this is why I don't like Lou anymore. He started to show himself up. Lou, you're toast. We got Daryl Sims, toast. He reckons that aliens are evil and he's always got a shotgun to shoot them. But the aliens freeze you. Steve Bassett always blabbing about the same thing. Boring. Who else we got? I don't even know who that is. Debbie. What's that? The mother of John, Tom, was it? Not too sure who that is. I think this relates to this guy here. Who else we got? Let's get on his show. Who the hell they? Oh, Tom Reed. Oh yeah, more people than it's associated with. So it's a shame that Tom's gone on there because he was a really credible case. But going on a fraud channel like a UFO Man, he discredits himself. Maybe something's not right with his story. Who the hell is this guy? God knows. Lisa. Where'd they get all these people from? Tom again. This guy's a big fraud. Yeah, we went over him before. Kevin Randall. That's a damn shame if Kevin Randall went on there because he's meant to be one of the more credible people too. These guys have no clue who they're dealing with. Yep, they're definitely on there.
Just before they went out of business.
I'd be talking about the same crap too. Michael Horn, definitely a fraud. Shield, and of course Michael Schratz there too. Well, everyone that you expect to be there apart from Lou and Kevin. Yes, and that's why he's got 36. He must be happy with the money rolling in now. pouring into his bank account. I don't want to watch people talk about stuff all the time. Want something fresh, you know, not the same old faces. You don't want someone that's not told their experience before. That sort of thing is more interesting. With the line is another thing. But I don't believe this guy on the side chat unless we can talk on Discord a bit more and he can prove to me somehow. But yeah, especially when we have the trolls talking about sex and stuff. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up now. More you look at this stuff, more depressing it gets. You see the fraud channels keep on growing and growing, and there's no way of stopping them. And Google's the problem. So they're pro-censorship, but they don't get rid of those guys. That's a damn shame. Anyway, good night, guys. Do some more later in the week. I need a break. Sure, Third Face will bring up some more stuff for us to look at. But yeah, we need a closer look at some of this stuff that they got up at the moment to try and work it out. If a flying triangle was flying over a city, though, I'd expect lots of different videos and different angles of the same craft, right? So there is some red flags there for me on that one. But you gotta have the balance of mind. It could be legit as well. Good night, and but I find it hard to believe that one would be legit. Well, secure team was pretty easy today. We didn't have to do any video enhancements or anything like that. It's quite amazing. Because all of it's already been looked at in the past. Or other people have exposed it as fakes. But anyway, I'll see you next time.